Let's vibe, let's roll, let's get it. Whoa, shawty showing out, throwing on the dance floor. Fashion killer, huh? You don't give a fuck what a nigga gotta say or a bitch. Why?
Hey you guys, it's Naimahrae and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button to join the fam because we stay lit over here. You feels me? And if you're a returning viewer, hi, how are you guys doing on this lovely day? Okay, as you guys can tell by the title of that video, I know y'all see the title of this video. Not only is your girl back with a story time, okay, but I'm back with part 3 to this high school crush series, okay? I have had people like commenting on part 2 and part 1 about part 3. And so I was like, let me get with the people what they want, you feels me? So if you have absolutely no clue what I'm talking about, you need to click off this video because I'm going to jump into the story and you are going to be completely lost. This is probably the only time I'll tell y'all to click off one of my videos. And go watch part 1 and then watch part 2 and then watch this one because I am going to be picking up right where I left off as like I did with part 2. I picked up where I left off in part 1. You're going to be lost, so make sure you watch both parts before you watch this one. I just want to take a minute before I get into the story time. So thank you guys for the support on this story because I did not expect it to do this well because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I felt like this story was so wild that I had to tell somebody because at the end of the day, I want y'all to let me know what y'all like, what was happening because I don't know. I don't. Thank you guys so much for supporting this little series or this little mini series or whatever. I think I have like one more video that will be a part of this series after this, and then that might be it. But I don't know yet. We gonna see, depending on how much I get through today. Okay, because y'all, today, I know y'all saw that title. I know y'all saw it. I'm not gonna ramble anymore because I'm just going on and on and on. We just gonna go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so pretty much at this point, I'm home for the summer and I cannot get this message out of my head. Like, I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about why did he send it to me and this and that, da, 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 da. So I had been kind of sort of like pressing him about it. Like, why did you send me this? But not like hardcore because I was still in school when he sent it. So like I was finishing out the semester. I had a lot going on. So it wasn't my number one focus, but to keep me distracted, I guess that's what I zoned in on when I got home and realized I didn't have a boyfriend no more. And I was like really just trying to figure out like, what does this mean? Why did he send this to me? Right? So I remember I had told myself, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hang out with Blanket this summer because I'm determined to hang out with Blanket. Like, I was very determined to hang out with him. And I felt like if I hung out with him, it would give me all my answers. Because you can't avoid somebody in person, okay? This was my logic. And it makes sense, y'all. It makes sense. Because you can't avoid nobody in person. You ain't got to answer the text message. You ain't got to answer the phone. But in person, what you gonna do? You gonna run away? You gonna run away? No, you can't do that. I mean, you can, but that's really weird. Like, what? That's like, so what does the message mean? And then you just turn and run. Like, what? Like, so that was my logic. And I was coming up with a master plan, pretty much. We had FaceTime one night. And we had a nice little conversation, very simple, very usual for us, flirting back and forth, and et cetera, et cetera. A couple weeks go by and I don't really hear from him. Like, I was texting him, but he wasn't really answering me. He was just being really like distant. And really, I was just kind of over it. And my friend was like, bro, if you want to know what the message means, why don't you just ask him? Just be straightforward. Tell him how you feel. Like, blah, 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 right? So that's what I did. No, was it a good idea? No, I don't think it was. I don't. But that's what I did. So this is what I told him. Like, I'm just give y'all a summary kind of what I said to this man. I was pretty much like, hey, like, you know, that message that you sent me, I just feel like it was something that you sent to like a girlfriend or something. And I just wanted to know if you liked me because like, why would you send that message to me like that? And I've been trying to hang out with you so I get closer to you. That's why I be texting you, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, it was... Why did I let them talk to me and just send that message? It was so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Pretty much, I was just like telling him how I wanted to hang out with him and how that message didn't make sense to me. And I felt like it was something that you sent to somebody that you like. And I was pretty much accusing this man of liking me. Okay. That was... Now looking back at it, the logic behind this plan is terrible. But anyways, so I sent him that, right? Y'all want to know what his reply was? Y'all want to know what his reply was? I'm telling y'all what his reply was. He said, LOL. LOL. That's it. Just LOL. That was his reply to the whole message. And I was like, oh, okay. After that, I was just like, you just gonna ignore everything that I just said? Bro, like, at this point, I'm just like, why is it so hard for him to answer this question? Like, because it's like, either you like me or you don't. Just say yes or no. Like, that's it. You just got to be like, Naimah, no, I don't like you. I just took the message because I care about you or something like that. Like, come on now. Like, you're not making no sense. Like, I sent all these messages. You would say it's LOL. LOL. Like, what? I was like, wow, so you're just gonna ignore this, everything that I just said, right? And y'all, if y'all see me looking down, that's because I wrote all this in my journal, and I'm reading this, like, from my journal verbatim, because the conversation is just wild. Like, y'all gotta hear this whole thing. And then he sent some hearts and balloon emojis. And this is when I was just like, drugs? 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 Because I was just very confused. I was like, is this man trying to play with me? Yes, Naimah, he was trying to play with you. But back in the day, you know, I couldn't see that for whatever reason. It didn't make sense. So he sent me balloons and a heart. And I was like, bro, what is that even supposed to mean? Like, I don't even know why I was still, like, trying to, like, push it on. But I really wanted my answer. I was very determined. I was like, he gonna tell me. He gonna tell me why he sent me this message, okay? And I know y'all like, Naimah, why was you so into it? But we too far deep. We too deep to turn back now, okay? If y'all watch part 1 and part 2, you know we too deep to turn back now. That's why I was so deep into it. I was like, you're not gonna hurt my feelings if you tell me the truth. Like, because I really just was trying to get it out of him. Like, I was really trying to get it out of him. Honestly, he probably would have hurt my feelings. He would have been like, I don't know, Naimah, I don't like you. But I was, like, very determined. I was like, no, like, I really want to know my answer. Because, like, it just wasn't making sense to me. And everybody around me was saying, like, oh, he likes you. Oh, he likes you. And I was the only one that was like, no, I don't think so. And, like, with them, like, saying it just kind of put it in my head. And I was like, well, shoot, maybe he does like me. But the only way I'm going to know is if I ask. And a lot of people that was around me was just like, I mean, just ask if you want to know so bad. Because I kept talking about it. So I thought it was a good idea at the time. And as you guys could tell, my results were not. They were not giving me what I needed. I was like, you're not going to hurt my feelings by telling me. And then this is when I started getting really confused. And he was like, when you ask me, do you expect my answer to change? Like, what happens if I say yes? Tell me. Bro, what? First of all, what are we talking about? Because I definitely asked him if he wanted, like, about hanging out and all that. And then I also asked him about the message and if he liked me. So I was just like, so you say you might like me a little bit, like, un poquito, like, what's going on? And I was like, so pretty much I didn't really know what to say in this situation. I'm really bad at coming up with, like, good, like, replies on the spot in situations like this. So I just was like, bro, you needed to answer my questions first. And so he sent me some meme with, dang, what's that man's name? I cannot think of his name. But it said, it's a no from B-Dog. And I was like, okay, like, that was all you had to say. Was that so hard for you to say? And he was like, pretty much that he told me that he didn't like me before, like, 4 times. And I was like, well, technically, you never actually said, Naimah, I don't like you like that. And he was like, I still haven't. What? I was stressed, okay? I was stressed because, buddy, sir, blanky, blanket. What are you talking about? Y'all, I really didn't know what to say. At this point, I was just like, I don't know if that means so he don't like me. But then I turn around and tell him how he never actually said that he didn't like me. He turned around gonna be like, yeah, I still haven't. So what does this mean, bro? Like, tell me what's really going on. Because that's what he was not doing. He wasn't telling me anything. At that point, I was just like, I'm confused. And he was like, good. That was that. And I was just like, clown. After that, I was pretty much like very confused. At this point, I'm like super confused. I'm like, I don't know if this man likes me. I don't know if he doesn't like me. And I was just lost. Even my friends was lost. They didn't really know what to tell me. They was just like, well, he's a little strange and blah, blah, blah. Like, this was literally what I was getting. Even my guy friends, like, I felt like nobody knew what this man was trying to say but him. And I was just like, okay, like, I need to know my answer. Like, y'all, look, when I say I was determined to find out that answer, I was determined. I was gonna figure out one way or another. So I concocted another plan, okay? I came up with a plan to ask him while I was on FaceTime with him. Because I was like, what's the worst that could happen, you know? Like, at the time, I was thinking, like, the worst that could happen is that he would hang up on me. But I also knew that Blanket always was really like, he was always really nice to me. He never really did anything mean to me. So I didn't really think that he was going to hang up on me. I mean, it was a possibility, but it wasn't like, I didn't really believe that he was actually going to do it, if that makes sense. So I have FaceTime him like a couple of times, like after that whole thing, just like not even asking him. I guess it was just like test run shoot. I don't know, because I was always kind of nervous to get on FaceTime with him because it was like, he was cute, y'all. So I was like, I'm scared. One night, okay, I ended up FaceTiming him, and y'all, first of all, I almost died because he knew what he was doing. Okay, let me tell y'all why he knew what he was doing. Because when he answered the phone, he literally had just got out the shower. Like, I mean, mirror steaming, in towel, no shirt on at all. And I was like, hey, give me a second. I literally put myself on pause so I could collect my thoughts and get my composure together. Because, sir, why did you answer the phone like that? You could have told me you was taking a shower. I would have called you back later. Like, or like, I would have called you later. Like, you just texted that. I just got out the shower. Give me a second. Yeah, like, he knew what he was doing. Anyway, so I asked him again. I was like, bro, so, like, do you like me or not? Because, like, that message, like, I'm still confused. You technically never really answered what I was saying the other day. And after him beating around the bush for like a solid, like, probably 2-3 minutes, he actually did hang up on me. Like, he hung up on me. And after that, I was like, oh, he's mad. He's mad. I know he's mad. But I still texted him anyway. I was like, bro, like, you're not avoiding this. Like, I was very determined. I was like, you're not avoiding this. So you just, like, never gonna give me an answer. Like, you just never gonna say anything. And he just was like, he honestly just did not want to give me an answer at all. And I was like, bro, it's not even that deep to ruin our friendship. So I was just like, whatever, it's fine. Like, and I just, like, I let it rest after that. Because, y'all, like, that night, I'm not gonna say it got heated, because it didn't get heated. But after he hung up on me, I texted him and we kind of went back and forth about it, and he was still beating around the bush, and I really just did not understand why, and it was making me so frustrated. And at the same time, it was just like, bro, like, it's not even worth going through all this trouble. And that's what started to confuse me more, because I was like, if you didn't like somebody, or like, would you really go through all this trouble just to say, no, I don't like you? So I was really thinking like, oh yeah, he has to like me, because what? So that was that. And after that night, I had thought that I like ruined our friendship for like life. I was like, he's never gonna talk to me again. Like, this is it. Because like I would text him like here and there, and this was me just texting him at this point just to see if we was good, we was on good terms. He just wouldn't reply. He would not answer at all. And so I knew where he worked. Okay, I knew where he worked. Y'all, I feel y'all judging me through the camera. Okay, I feel y'all judging me, and I don't appreciate it. I don't. Okay, because we all done some weird stuff in our life. Leave me alone. Okay, I actually went up to his job and I was like, hey, and like when he saw me, this was his face. Hey, Naimah. Like, he's smiling and cheesing. So now we both standing there in the middle of his job looking at each other like we're so excited to see each other. And I was like, I just wanted to make sure you were alive and well, you know, because you haven't been answering my messages. And he was like, well, are you dying? Are you bleeding? Are you hurt in the hospital? I was like, do I have to be like one of those for you to answer my messages? He was like, no. But he was pretty much just saying like, if you're going to text me with a purpose. I was like, okay. That was that. And I was just really making sure we was on good terms, because I thought you hated me. And he was like, I can never hate you, Naimah. I was like, I know. Like, it was so unfair how he did that. I mean, the smile, the winking, I can never hate you, Naimah. It was a lot. It was a lot. And it got me every time, okay? It just reeled me right back on it. Because at this point, I know y'all probably thinking, Naimah, you should have left this man alone when he sent you LOL back. And I'm just like, yes, I should have. But me being Naimah, I was on some other stuff. Anyways, moving forward with the story. Well, pretty much after that whole little scenario, I decided to kind of like fall back, reel it in a little bit, because I just didn't want to like ruin Blanket and I's friendship. And I also was like, clearly me pressing the issue was doing too much, and like it caused him to not answer my messages. So after I got that solved, I was like, you know, I'm gonna hold off on texting him for a little bit, you know, and let it marinate a little bit. So probably like a week or two later, we were back to conversating and FaceTiming here and there like normal. The conversations were like really short, but it was just like little bit here and there and here and there and here and there, right? I had this plan where I wanted to hang out with him. This was my new plan that I was trying to put into motion, put into action again. So I had mentioned how I wanted to hang out with him, and he was like, I mean, you could always pull up here when you want to. And I was like, oh, like at your house with you alone, just you. I really wasn't trying to do that because, like, in all honesty, I was really trying to hang out with him and, like, have fun somewhere. Like, I really wanted us to go somewhere, not just, like, sit in the house and watch movies. But, honestly, where we were from, there was not that much to do. But I was not trying to go chill at this man's house, okay? Because I felt like it would be really awkward. I'd be really nervous. I'd probably be in there shaking like this and stuff. Like, oh, my gosh, like, I'm so scared. I'm nervous. Like, I'd be in there shaking like a stripper. And I'm not trying to do that, you know? I wasn't trying to do that. I was like, I feel like maybe if, like, we go out to, like, oh, no, someplace like Dave and Buster's, we playing some games or something, at least, like, you know, like, it won't be weird. You know what I'm saying? Another day, I ended up seeing him at his job again. Y'all, I went to visit him at his job a lot. I'm just gonna be quite honest, okay? Like, if I happened to be over in the area and I saw his car, I would just go in there and say hi. I don't know if that's weird. It wasn't really that weird to me. It's just like, I know what kind of car you drive and I know where you work. So, is that weird? Is it weird? Y'all let me know. So I went to go see him and I was talking to him or whatever, and we were pretty much talking. I was like, have you thought of a place for us to go hang out? And he was like, no, but I'll think of something. And so we just kind of left it at that. He ended up texting me later that night, and I ended up asking him again. I was like, so did you ever think of some place for us to go? And he was like, no. I was like, all right, I'll just pull up at your house, right? And I don't know what enticed me to say that. I'm pretty sure, like, you know, somebody told me, like, you should tell him you should just go over his house. And he was like, right now? And he said it like he was, like, waiting or something. I was like, no, not right now. Maybe another day. Fast forward a little bit after that, I found out that he worked at my job, which if you guys have watched my awkward job story time, you already know this. It was a very awkward moment. I looked hit, crusted, dusted, and busted all up at 10 a.m. in the morning. And I saw him, and the ghost, the soul of Naimah left my body and came right back. That's how bad it was. Like, I looked hit. Like, I mean, y'all, we ain't even got to get into it. We ain't got to get into it. Just know from that point on, I saw him like every other morning, if not every morning at my job, and it was stressing me out. It was bad, and I would always walk up in there talking about, hey, Blanket. Like, no, Naimah, it's not no, hey, Blanket. You should be running from Blanket because you look hit. But at that point, I didn't really care because it was like, he's seen me at my worst at this point, and he also had seen me at my best because, like, he was there for prom, so he knew what I looked like, even though I didn't really look that good on prom. But he followed me on Instagram, so it's not like he knew. It's not like I was ugly or nothing. Anyways, that's besides the point. So I remember it was probably the week that he got his first paycheck. He didn't have direct deposit set up. Okay. Now, y'all, look. I feel like Blanket did a lot of small, petty things, low-key, that he just didn't really have to do. So this particular day, I happened to be working, payday, okay, whatever, no big deal. I know he knows that I was at work, only because I used to drive my mom's car, and anybody who knows me or anybody who knew me when I drove that car knows that she drives a very distinctive car, okay? Like, you cannot miss it. You can't miss it. So I know he saw the car in the parking lot, y'all. I know he saw it. So he come in with some girl, right? Some random girl. I ain't never seen her before in my life. I don't even know who it is. And my friend, she was working at the time, and so she comes and gets me from where I'm at. She's like, Naimah, come here. And so I go out there, and I'm like, who is this? Who is this? Hell, I was low-key in my feelings because I was like, sir, who is this? Like, she didn't even look like his type based on the girls that he dated before. And so one of my other coworkers, who was also my friend, we're gonna call him TJ. He came up to me. He was like, what's going on? And I was like, that's my crush over there. And I'm trying to figure out who this girl is he with. And TJ was like, okay. He was like, you want me to go ask him? I was like, yeah, go ask him who this girl is, because who is she? Y'all, why did I do that? Because TJ did not even know Blanket like that. They worked at 2 different departments. It was just really bad because when he went over there, like, they was looking in my direction. And I was just like, oh my gosh, Naimah, I held my L. I had to hold it proudly because y'all, it was, Oh, it was so bad. But I was just like, bro, like, you had to know what you was doing. Because first of all, you saw the car. So you knew I was at work. You could have left her in the car. You're literally picking up your paycheck. You're not here to shop. You're not here to do anything else. You're just picking up a paycheck. She could have sat in the car. She could have sat in the car. She was all right. Just roll down the windows. Left the AC on for her. Like, he ain't have to do that. He ain't have to do that. But it's whatever. It's whatever. Because I ain't never seen that girl again after that. So that's what really mattered. And he was still texting me. Okay. That's what really mattered too. Anyways, no, I'm kidding. But no, like, for real, I really think he was, like, trying to make me jealous or something. It worked. I ain't gonna cap. Because I was like, who was this? But regardless, he was still texting me. We were still FaceTiming. So I figured whatever they had going on, it was not that serious. So, moving forward. A few days probably went by from that incident, maybe weeks, shoot, I don't know. I had like took a break for like a few days, and then I texted him, and then that conversation led to me asking about us hanging out, right? And so he replied and he was like, Naimah, I just wonder what goes through your head when you think of me. And I was just like, all right, well, let me tell you. So I told him or whatever, and he was like, wow, you always find ways to make me look bad. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I was genuinely very, 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 very confused. And he was like, you just always put me in a bad position. Like, I'm always like looking bad. And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, I was very lost, okay? And I'm reading this verbatim, y'all. Verbatim, once again, from the journal, okay? And I was like, how am I putting you in a position to look bad? Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, I don't know. Just last time you was about to come over, I was thinking about smashing. And I just realized that I couldn't do that to you because you're so nice to me and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, rewind it. You said you was thinking about doing what? To who? With who? Me? Little me. I was like, okay. And honestly, y'all, I'm gonna be very, 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 very honest with y'all. I genuinely did not expect him to say that. I thought when he had told me to like pull up at his house that like he was just saying that as in like there's nothing else. Like he couldn't think of anything else to do. And when I told him I was coming, I was just kidding. Because I was going to get there and be like, come on, let's go to a park or something. Because like I wasn't really about to sit at this man's house. Like that was genuinely, I was not thinking about having sex with this man, okay? Like that just wasn't on my mind when I said I wanted to hang out with him. I really wanted to actually hang out with him. So when he said that, I was caught off guard. I was like, oh, well, I was like, it wasn't gonna happen, so that's all that matters. And he was like, oh, it would have. And I was like, no, it wouldn't have. And he was like, oh, please don't make me regret not showing you. And I was like, oh. Y'all, I look melted like butter because I was just like, okay. Like, how do you even reply to that? Like, what you supposed to say to that? Like, okay, thanks for not, like, you know, inviting me over and have sex. Like, what? So that was that incident. That was very interesting. That was like the highlight of my summer. So after that, it was just really like, I was still confused. Like, I've been confused at this point. I just decided not to pursue the issue anymore because I didn't want to make matters worse. But that confused me even more because I'm like, okay, well, you find me attractive in some way, obviously, if you just wanted me to come over. But clearly you care about me because you actually took the time to be like, no, I can't do that to Naimah because she's really nice to me and, like, I just can't. After that, I pretty much went back to school. It was time to go back for sophomore year. I'm lying. Okay, sophomore year of college, it was time for me to go back. And when I went back to school, like me and him, we didn't really talk that much, which is very understandable because at this time he had 2 jobs and I was in school and I think I was working on the weekends only so I could make some extra cash. And that was about it. Because I wasn't talking to him that much, like my feelings, I thought they went away. They did not go away, but they kind of like reeled themselves in a little bit. And I was just like, okay, like, you know, it's fine. And I still saw him from time to time, like sometimes on the weekends, obviously, because we worked at the same place. But it just obviously, you know, I just would see him and I would say hey and I would cheese. Sometimes he would say little slick stuff, you know, like he would give me compliments or he would talk about my shoes because my work shoes were absolutely, I'm sorry, y'all, there's a gnat. My work shoes were absolutely atrocious. Like, so it was just like little small stuff like here and there, but it was not like anything super major. Then after a while of that just happening and like continuing on, I realized that I just had to find out like how he really felt about me. Like I needed to know the truth. I needed to know the answer. I didn't need to know no run around, no beat around the bush. I needed to know whether he liked me or not. And yeah, that's the end of part 3. In part 4, I do get my answer to that question. So I will be happy to tell you guys in part 4, which I will try to get uploaded. I feel like this one was kind of all over the place because it was, y'all, it's so hard trying to remember what happened that summer because I had so much going on that summer besides him, because like I had just got that job, like he had just got that job. So we both just got that job. Then I had like some personal stuff going on. It was a lot. It was a lot. So I hope that all of this makes sense and I followed like the correct timeline that I wrote in my journal, because it was all over the place. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media, which is always in the description box down below, at naimahrae. Okay, at naimahrae. And let me know what y'all thinking of the series so far. Like, let me know, do y'all think that Blanket likes me back? Like, let me know your theories before I post the last part. Do y'all think Blanket likes me back or liked me back? Like, do you think he did? Like, do you think it's a possibility? Like, let me know your theories in the comments down below. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
I want a chick that grind on a 9 to 5. Oh, she in them college books trying to get a rise. But tonight, I'm just trying to have a good time.